Alrighty, so this is just kind of the next segment in the psychology course. So one of the big things that I started to realize is that over the course of your life, these certain subjects that you might have started with a really positive view on, maybe it be money, maybe it be relationships, different things like that. You might have started with these positive views, then little negative things happened over the course of your life, and those negative things started becoming bigger and amplifying. And eventually you start developing a new belief system that calcifies, and it literally like locks into place, where the next day you just wake up from the state of place of just, I'm not worth anything, I'm not good enough, whatever development you have developed over that time. So eventually then the good seed starts being planted as a bad seed. And so these beliefs over time, a belief is just a thought that you continue to think. So if you continue to think these negative beliefs about yourself, they continue to repeat over and over. And what I've found through my adult life is that really what my own battle is on a regular basis is not fighting through, but like clearing out my negative belief systems. And I'll show you exactly how I've started really realizing this. When I first started discovering this, the top two of these charts were the only thing that I really paid attention to, and this bottom one we'll get to. It's not finished yet, but you'll see what I mean. So what ends up happening over a long period of time, I hear this a lot of times with very young people, is they'll speak in these terms of like men or women, right? The whole of the category of the group, right? So it's like, oh, I hate men, oh, I hate women. So they create this kind of sentiment, and they always excuse it in some way of like, oh, well, it's just like me and my friends. It's like, that's just how we talk to like cope with it or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay. But what happens is if you really actually want to be in a relationship, now every man that you meet, or woman, that is why I use Sam, is because it's generic, but you meet this new person who you could have a good relationship with, but you have this negative belief about men or women, so then you bring it to this new person. So it might start great, you might have a great connection, you might have great chemistry, but they did something that you didn't really like, and maybe that was something that somebody from your past did. And then you start bringing these new negative traits to this person, and you equate them to the person. And when you're in this position, you're seeking externally. You're seeking to meet somebody outside of yourself to solve or resolve something within yourself. And that's why you continuously perpetuate negative relationships into your life. And I'm speaking from personal experiences. This is just something that I noticed time and time again, and there's no shame in this. We live in a culture that lives and thrives off of the echo chamber of negativity. So this is being promoted to us very, very heavily in a lot of these echo chambers, especially for young people. So what it really does require is you to work through these beliefs. So if this is your brain, say you're just all negative, your brain sucks and you hate it. The real solution to this is to start planting these positive seeds, right? Of just unconditional appreciation and love for your life. Because the more you continue to water these seeds, the more they start to push everything else out of the way, okay? So when you pour that unconditional love into whatever you're creating, it starts to make everything else dissipate. And over time, the reverse of this happens, where these negative beliefs start to become a positive reinforcement as to what is going to come for you in the future. And if you believe that the entire universe is looking out for you and trying to find the best for you, in Christian terms we would say Jesus, but in the universal new agey thing, just unconditional love, the genuine love of the universe, when you focus on that, all of the bad goes away and the green starts to replace it. Now granted, you're never fully healed, you're always working through things, but it's a layer by layer process, because your brain literally is layers. So as you work through those layers of negative beliefs, you continue to water the garden that is good and healthy for your mind. Positive thoughts, kind words, appreciation for the people in your life, things of that nature are going to continuously move you in a better and better direction. The other thing with this too is it's not just all optimism. I know this is a big thing in America too, where we have this idea of like, oh, well, if I'm just happy about everything and just, yeah, it's all great, then you're gonna like manifest your life in the way you want to. The reality isn't that. there is a realism that has to be had. You can have a positive approach and a positive outlook, but at the same time, be very realistic about where you are currently, because things need work and things need improvement. And if you can't be honest about what needs improvement, then you can't improve it. So the big thing to know is that every good tree produces good fruit, but a bad tree produces bad fruit, and it can't be switched, okay? A good tree won't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree won't produce good fruit. But at the end of the day, the bad fruits are cut down and thrown into the fire. They kind of just go away with time. But if you can't go to your core, into your own root system, inside of your brain, inside of yourself, and start planting those positive seeds, then you're going to continuously perpetuate this hellish landscape that your life feels like. And you can only switch into a heaven through gradual active change of thoughts and beliefs. Prayer, I honestly strongly recommend, but yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them below. The big thing also I want to mention with this, your negative beliefs and your fear spill onto each other. When you live from these negative belief places, you are so afraid of certain things, and you'll try to fake that fear with this mask of confidence. And then that mask of confidence ends up hurting people unintentionally, because you don't even realize what you're doing to another person. You're just kind of feeling it yourself. And you're doing it to protect yourself, but at the same time, you're hurting others in the process, and you don't realize that you're doing that. So, yeah, that is everything. Remember, like I said, when I first discovered these, I was only focusing on these two. I didn't bring this one in until I started really getting more into the Bible and understanding what Christ's message really was. And the real message is to start focusing on how much he really loves you and filling up your brain with those thoughts about how much your life is blessed currently, how much there is to appreciate around you right now. The more you do that, the more this red fades away. So God bless, guys. Thanks.